Okay, today is a 400D comparison. Oh, whew! Tripod failure. Okay, let's take two on that. I will compare 400D in 4x5, 120, and 35. Right here, as you can see, when I recompose, is a ship. Yeah, it's 5:30 in the morning. So I'm gonna take some photos and see what's what. See how much light I have for this 400 daddy.
A while back, my Mamiya amigo and I took a trip up the coast to see a man about a horse, or more specifically, to take pictures of a boat. The horse thing might be true though. I don't really know what Jason gets up to in the middle of the night. But this wouldn't be the first time we actually photographed this particular boat. It was actually 4 years ago on my 4x5. Time flies when you're taking shitty pictures. But recently, when I was doom scrolling on Instagram, I noticed that my buddy had recently gone up there again when the tide was low. So it got us thinking, let's just do that. For sure, I could take better pictures now. I've grown. Right? But there's also the perfect opportunity to review me some new-ish film. Cinestill 400D. Sure, 400D has been out since March of 2022, so it's not like it just came out of the factory's womb. When it was announced, I double tapped that buy now button on some 35, 120, and big ass 4x5. So now that I have all the different formats at my disposal, let's see how this film holds up in every size negative we can get our grubby little mittens on. We knew we wanted to shoot this boat at the lowest tide possible. So that means getting our asses out of the hotel bed around 5 o'clock to get there at sunrise.
This is insane. Like last time I couldn't go up to this thing like this at all. Part of me really wants to incorporate the moss in this shot because like it's kind of telling the story. Okay. 2 seconds, F11. Boom.
Okay, like a damn. It's exactly what I imagined and it looks fantastic. F11 was definitely the right f-stop in this case. Any lower and the boat would look like a miniature. This is a direct comparison of what these two different lenses will do. Honestly, both of these images complement each other very well. They could be side by side in a photo book.
Use you as a crutch. The other shot was over here, a more level playing field. I kind of feel like the tide is coming in a little bit loose and fast. $34, $32, one second basically. Okay, let me go to spot. 3 seconds, 4 seconds. So 8 seconds for the darkest part basically. 3 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds. So I think I'm gonna do like 5 seconds. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do 5 seconds. I'm gonna do one super shallow at 6.3. Oh, that's why, baby.
Yeah, the ship looks like a miniature. 4 years ago, I probably would have opened this baby wide and never looked back. So yeah, I think I've grown. So honestly, not as dope as the first one. I mean, it's not bad and I still really like it. I'm just being a little hard on myself. But I think it's mostly due because I messed up the composition just slightly. The boat feels a little too far left. I should have panned my camera like 4 degrees. I mean, it's not like I could use AI generative fill to just, wow, no, that looks good. But no, I must live in the real world with stakes and all. Yeah, I mean, 35 is obviously inferior to 4x5 in this case. With a subject like this, the larger negative helps sell the grandeur. Here is a photo that highlights the key differences between 35 and 120, and it has everything to do with the shadows. 35 is as muddy as the bottom of the boat. I must say, with a subject like this, these photos really just can't go wrong.
Man, juggling so much gear. Now my arm is getting really tired because I got a tripod in my hand and a camera. And I'm huffing and puffing like the state marshmallow man.
Another thing I noticed here at the end of our little boat is that 400D takes these brownish mossy rocks and makes them a little bit poo colored. I wonder why it really just shows up in the 35. If you don't know, the makers of this film have been around the block and is a major player in today's film resurgence, and they have some popular films as well. Cinestill takes Kodak motion picture film and rubs them till the goo falls off, also known as ramjet. That makes it safe for the local labs to develop in basic C41 chemistry. But for a while there was a major gap in their ISO lineup, only supplying 50 speed and 800 speed color films. Hence the creation of Daddy, 400 Daddy, or Dynamic. They call it Dynamic. Some people call me Dynamic. After my bagel and some Goldilocks, we decided to hit up an area that we shot the night prior from another episode's escapades. So 400D actually gets its name from the fact that its ISO range is 400 speed film, giving Cinestill shooters that middle ground ISO I was talking about. But on the website they say it can be rated from 200 to 800 without push processing and pushed up to 3200. And you know this D is gonna have to try to push some of that. Maybe I shouldn't go around calling myself D.
Okay, real quick, I want to interrupt to say I don't know where these light leaks are coming from. I tested my Mamiya and I tested another roll of 400D and neither of them had light leaks, so meh. Part of me wants to go in there to that building, but the other part of me doesn't. And the part of me that doesn't is the part of me that ran into someone at the last abandoned place. Still haven't gotten over that. I'm gonna have to though.
Well, 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 what do we see here? Some static discharge? Usually this is caused by cranking that advance lever faster than Superman.
Hey, what do you?
There's always a way in. Always.
One thing that I noticed as I was going along with this video was to get a really fair and great comparison on the different formats, I probably should have used the same lens to shoot each format. Each one of these lenses will imprint their own characteristics onto the image. Naturally, kind of like how Jacob imprints onto Bella's baby. Yeah. Twilight's something else, isn't it? But I think that's why some of the 35mm shots come out a little bit more magenta in the shadows. It could just be the Ricoh's lens. Now, I'm not quite sure if you noticed, but quite a number of these shots actually have halation in them. It ain't anything like 800T. That halation bloom is thick with 3 Cs. But in terms of halation, I'm chill with it. 35 is where you will notice it the most.
It does say closed, but I'm not gonna stop you. It says, yeah, closed for restoration. I would do it, but hey, that's just me.
You guys have a rake with you?
Sure you can find something out there.
But while I set up for my last 4x5 shot, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Freestyle Photo. My pals at Freestyle have been in the game for more than 75 years now, making sure that photographers and students alike get the gear that they need. A ton of things I've used in this episode can be found at Freestyle, whether it's Cinestill 400D, a cable release, or even the large format camera that I'm using. So if you've been thinking this entire episode, damn, I need to go big, you can find all you need to start your large format journey here at Freestyle Photo. Not to mention, Freestyle is now the North America dealer for Intripid large format cameras. Anytime I'm low on film or any supplies, I hop on over to the Hollywood location, but for those times I'm feeling really lazy, I just sit on my couch and stay at home because I know shipping's really fast. So whether you're shopping online for some new film or some supplies or even some camera swag, Freestyle has you covered. Either visit them at their LA location or visit them online. Okay, let's get back to some 400D. Overall, this fourth sheet of film was pretty good. I really actually like how I caught these two ladies totally breaking the law on the way back. Rebels. Respect. Now let's dive into what might be the most important part of this film in all the formats, which kind of ties into the overall landscape of film photography in the first place, which is availability. As we all know, film choices are not what they once were, and this film is coming into the market filling a new hole that others have left behind. Before 400 Daddy came around, we basically had two different 400 speed films at our disposal for medium format. Lomo 400 and Portra 400. Obviously Fuji's dead. And for 4x5, there's only Portra. 35 is a different story. That's easy. But we totally needed more 400 speed films, and you can't forget to mention 400D's price. At the moment, 400D in 120 is around $1 cheaper than Portra, so nothing crazy there. But 4x5 is where that price really shines. Cinestill sells 25 sheets in a pack for $110, resulting in $4.40 a sheet, compared to Portra's $7.50 a sheet. That's pretty impressive. I don't know about you, but in 4x5, I'm picking Cinestill. Now, I must admit, I thought there would be more to dissect from the different formats. But they all perform great, especially if you like the look of this film. I will, however, pop this D into my Leica and give it a few more goes in a camera that I can put a better lens on. And I'm definitely excited to shoot more of it in 4x5. That's the D for me. I think the real star of the show is our ability to now choose another well-performing 400 ISO film in today's landscape. And really, the true winner is choice. Damn, that's pretty inspirational.